Hi guys, welcome back to my chat series. This is video 2, little baby on my little chat series, but let's begin. So actually what I'm going to talk about today, funnily enough, is how I felt and how my day went, is what I was going to talk about to help you guys. Does that make any sense? Am I making sense? So basically this morning I went to the gym. You know, I have my knee injury at the moment. My day's quite samey. I'm at home resting my knee, doing my social media, editing stuff, and then I'm heading to the same gym and I'm doing calisthenics, which is not my favorite type of exercise. You know, I like a lot more explosive, something that's extremely challenging and explosive and it's got that aggressive energy. Like I'm really into that. And that almost has sort of that endurance aspect as well. Like you're pushing so hard that you're sweating a lot, you're getting out of breath, but then you've got to push harder. That's more me. So the gymnastics, the martial arts, the parkour. So calisthenics, like to get that strength, to get that balance and to get the skills, like you need to break in between to allow your body to rest so that you can go so ham and get it better on the next rep. So I end up finding that a little bit boring. And actually what I straight away decided to do was, number one, I spoke to one of my friends. Oh, hold on a minute. You don't even know what we're talking about yet. So this video, I wanted to talk, well, I'm self-employed and maybe I'm going to title it self-employed. I don't want to niche it down just to self-employed people. But it's about how do you keep yourself driven, motivated, inspired, like on that everyday hustle to just exceed, but also for the happiness and to enjoy life, to keep it interesting, not to be like dull, boring, uninspired, unmotivated, getting yourself in a slum. How do you make sure that doesn't happen? Because it is down to you to make sure that doesn't happen. And that basically almost happened to me this morning as I started off the conversation, the story I was just telling. So where did we get to? So yeah, number one thing, I started to message my good friend. I was like, oh, bored at the gym. Oh, the lighting's, but like I was being a bit moany. Number one thing, make sure you have good friends. Friends that you know are going to pick you up, are going to push you forward, are going to give you that healthy advice, that sort of, you know, you've got this, that support, that love. Or at the same time, if you need that critique, or the other hand where they're a little bit more harsher on you. But at this particular point, that was not the case. I just needed that little pick me up, which my girlfriend was there for. And actually, you know, we'd spoken about this before, like how, you know, even coaches need coaches. And I am actually coached a lot, one-to-one. And again, I've trained like strength and explosive stuff. I have programs that are currently on hold because of my knee injury. I have gymnastics, tricking, parkour, martial arts, all one-to-one training, but that's kind of being put on hold. And I did at the beginning of the month reach out to a brand new guy. I actually literally just came across him and I was like, let me reach out to him. Maybe I should get a program off him, because his particular handstands were very bendy. They were strong, they were bendy, they were stylized, they looked fun, they looked interesting. I know my personality and I know what I need to keep me interested. So that's another point. What is it that keeps you interested? Is it being able to switch it up every time? Is it sticking to one thing and nailing that one thing and going repetitively day in, day out? You've got to find what works for you. Is it, you know, some people are very specialized. They just want to focus on one thing their whole life and then they go for it. Or does that not work for you? Or do you need a little bit of break in life where you're like, actually, let me take a moment, maybe try some other things in a slightly new direction. But if it's meant to be, you'll be pulled back to where you were, but actually at a heightened and better level than what you were before. Never think that going off your path or trying something new is going to deter away from that initial love that you had. It will only build, and you can always come back. And when you come back, you'll be bigger, better, stronger, wiser, happier. Yeah. So don't ever worry about trying new things or slightly going off your path or taking a new opportunity. Anyways, so I actually reached out to this guy because I knew, oh, I'm going to be injured. However, so he put, you know, the price plan. He said what he could do, and I said, great, I might come back to you. However, I did see another friend who gave me a few tips on a few new calisthenic skills I could train. And I thought, I've got enough new things I can train, I've been going to the gym, but do you know what? I've been, like I said, it's been a bit boring. And another thing, I haven't been planning my gym sessions. I've just been going with one thought in my mind, like, okay, today, like I'm going to take today, for example, I'm going to definitely do handstands on the parallettes because I, again, have been having a bit of a sore wrist from practicing one arm handstands on my left. So I was like, cool, we'll do some P-bar handstands instead. But that's it. I didn't really plan. And that leads me on to my third thing, which is planning your day ahead, planning your week ahead. For me, I don't actually plan month, but maybe you want to plan month. Some people like to plan years. For me, I'm very day to day. But as long as I've definitely put in a plan for the next day or the week, I'm good. If I don't plan anything, I know I'm not going to have the greatest day. So I always suggest to people, even if, so you can either, you know, take the more pricey route, plan classes, plan one-to-ones, call up coaches, and then it's booked in and there's no getting out of it. It doesn't matter how you feel, you're going to drag yourself to where you need to be because you've paid for it, you've invested. If you've invested and paid, you're going to be there, you're going to show up, and you're probably going to have a fantastic time and feel way better once you've done that. So that is a number 3, is planning and scheduling. And even if it's just like sometimes you've got to take baby steps. Even if it's just, what am I going to do first thing in the morning? Just don't have a window open. Yeah. From that will set you up for the rest of the day for good things to happen, for good motivation, lots of drive to push forward, start ticking boxes. So even if it's like, boom, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to put a washing on, that's going to start your choo-choo train for the rest of the day. Yeah. So, also, I was like, cool, a whole loads of hours went by. I was at the gym maybe like probably over 2 hours, and probably I only needed, for what I did, I probably only needed to be in there for 45 minutes. Anyways, I was in a bit of a mood, I'm not going to lie. I came home, it was like probably 1, I had my lunch, and then this is kind of going to lead me on to my 4th thing. I knew I had in the back of my brain, don't worry, you're going to feel like doing something soon. I didn't put pressure on myself to go, because I didn't start my day off like that. If I had, I would have had like so many things back to back, and I would have been loving it because that's my tempo. Again, find out what tempo works for you. Find out what works and then coach yourself into that. So I just knew when I'm having one of these slum days that's going a bit slow, I just keep saying, or I'm lazy, or I'm not lazy, but I'm fatigued. You know, like I can't be 24/7, bang, bang, bang. So I just kept saying to myself, like just literally in my own head, I was like, I just know, because I've done this a lot now and it works. I just said, don't worry, that time will come. And I didn't put pressure on it. I already said that. I didn't put pressure on it. I was eating. Yes, I had a little bit of social media time, scrolling through, maybe looking on YouTube, maybe looking on Instagram. And then again, I'd look at the clock and I was like, it's getting on a little bit. Obviously, this is not great. I'm obviously procrastinating. But I also knew there was going to be something that would just inspire me that I would see on Instagram or inspire me on YouTube. And I'd think, right, that's it. I'm going to go do this. Or maybe my coffee kicked in. Boom, I've got energy. I'm going to do this. Actually, do you know what? I needed to post something today. And I thought, instead of just jumping on my motorbike or jumping in the car, I'm going to run because this energy is not coming from anywhere. So I went for another run, even though I ran to the gym. And I'm going on my run. That's getting my endorphins going, getting a little bit of a sweat. My brain's ticking over and I'm thinking, oh, yeah, fireworks start popping off. And then I was just like, you need to do something. It's go time. And this was probably after 3 o'clock now. So 1, 2, 3, that's 2 hours have passed. I didn't put pressure on myself. I knew this time would come. I did have to give myself a little kickstart, which was the run. So maybe you need to do that. What this is really learning about your triggers. And I kind of know mine. And it's obviously about not being too harsh on yourself, but positive talking to yourself all the time. Doesn't have to be too forceful, but it needs to be in there. So I knew at some point it was going to come, and I just kept kind of reminding myself it's going to come. Now what? Anyways, I went for my run. Let's continue. I went for my run. My brain started ticking, and then I was like, right, I don't have all my Fabletics clothes, but I actually really enjoy filming them, and I really enjoy editing them, and that's what I'm missing. I haven't scheduled what I'm filming this week, when I'm editing. So I was like, blam. And then I was like, actually, I'm on a roll now. I'm going to film this chat series. So, and then after this series, I've got everything set up, and I've got a gift. I've got my first paid little advert. So I've got, you'll have to find out. No, I'm telling you, I've got a pair of socks. And yes, my first ad, and I've never done it before. And I'm getting paid to do just literally, to do a more in-depth, in detail YouTube video of these socks. So I'm going to do that next. So actually, I've now feeling much better about myself. My energy is good. I've ticked some more boxes today. And now I'm going to go to bed happy. I might even have my dinner. And guess what? Go for another run or go to the gym, because now I'm on the choo-choo train and it is rolling. And that's my little YouTube chat series for today. I hope that helped. And that's my little push for you to help you through a day, or to keep your spirits up, not to be too harsh on yourselves, how to keep, good structure, how to keep... When I was talking about the structure, I know I said you could do a little pricey version, which would be like paying for classes and coaches, but I don't think I said this, but I'm going to say it now. You can obviously also structure your day that you don't have to spend any money. It can be what you've got: phone, ring light, reading books, learning, educating yourself, meditating, writing lists, writing a journal, reflection. There's so much, like I love how I was wrapping it up and now I'm talking again. Even in that moment where I was feeling a bit, new ideas were popping into my head, which they weren't before. I think the idea for this YouTube probably popped into my head, which wouldn't have happened before. So I always think, that was actually good that I spent that time being a bit down, being a bit slower, not being myself, because things always come. You can always see the goodness in anything, whereas like where you are in life, like whatever moment you're going through, whatever emotions you're going through, you can always see the good benefits. You can always pick them out. That's a whole nother YouTube video in itself, actually, which I'd love to talk about. So hope you guys enjoyed the second video of my chat series. If you did, please subscribe, let people know, give me a comment what you thought. I'd love to know if this was helpful or not, or if you enjoyed just listening. And I definitely enjoy your support and your views. So thank you all so much so far. And I will see you at the next one for chat 3. Have a lovely day, guys, and go kick some ass.